Call the meeting to order. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
Through Mr. Mayor, I would like to add one verbal update on public engagement.
Put that under new business. 10.3. Any other new business? Okay, can I get a motion to, yeah,
Sorry. Okay, I thought they were on. We have also closed session agenda items, financial update, and next steps.
okay, can I get a motion to adopt the minutes as presented?
Excuse me, Your Honor, you need to adopt the agenda first.
Okay, sorry, I'm reading it says agenda right here too. Motion to adopt the agenda as amended. Councillor Simonowitz?
I move that we adopt the agenda.
All those in favor? Carried. Six point zero, adoption of the minutes. 6.1, special meeting of council for December the 4th, 2025. Is there any errors or omissions that we need to be concerned about? Seeing none, can I get a motion to accept the special council meeting for December 4th, 2025? Anybody?
I'll move to accept the minutes of the special council meeting of the 4th of December, 2025.
All those in favor? Carried. 6.2, regular meeting of council for December 10th, 2025. Is there any errors or omissions in that we need to look at? Seeing none, can I get a motion to accept the regular council meeting for December 10th, 2025?
I'll motion
Travis?
to accept those regular council meetings from December 10, 2025.
All those in favor? So carried. 6.3, special meeting of council, December 18th, 2025. Any errors or omissions in that one? As long as I can find it here. Seeing none, could I get a motion to accept those minutes? Councillor Longstaff?
I move to accept the minutes from the special meeting of council December 18th, 2025.
Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? So carried. Finance, 7.1, accounts paid as of January 6, 2026.
The check listing is attached as the agenda. Please let me know if there are any questions on any of the items.
Anyone have any questions for Ryan on that?
If anything does come up, we can submit by written submission as well too, and I will follow up accordingly at that point.
Excellent, thank you. Yes.
I want to make a statement, more for public than anything else, with regard to the finances. Normally, we'd have a lot of questions perhaps, but we understand the constraints that the Bloom team have put into place from a spending perspective. and that they are very actively monitoring all expenditures. And while some of them may seem to be still a little bit high, understanding that these are, in a lot of cases, we're believing prior to the constraints being put into place. So really more of a statement than anything else.
Excellent, thank you, Councillor Morrison. Tim?
If I may respond, I really appreciate you bringing that up as we have the public here, and one of the key things, and we'll be speaking to this momentarily, public transparency has been a very, very key direction from this council. We are working very diligently to control spending, but we're also working very hard on changing our internal processes and our budget process. So our process will become far more transparent than we've had before. And we are looking at a number of different measures from a public engagement perspective to control spending, but also share with the public the rationale and the reasons behind some of the historical spending and some of the decisions that we're making today. And so just to kind of echo what you said, Councilor Morrison, I really appreciate you mentioning it, but also we want to make sure that the public are aware that we are working diligently to ensure that we're going to be continued to be transparent, and we're making efforts to improve our processes.
Excellent, thank you. Any further questions? Councillor St. Germain?
Ryan, I just have one question. At the bottom of page 4 out of 5, TELUS Mobility Services, it's for tablets, cell phones, and iPads. Do we know who has those? Are they?
I don't have that answer off the top of my head, but we'll return for sure.
Okay, any further questions?
Yeah, I just,
Councillor Curry?
on page 3 here, I just want to, the 2,047.50, kind of in the middle of the page, the painting of 2 meeting rooms. Do we know what 2 rooms those were?
It was, I believe, 2 of the meeting rooms within the the GCC. This was undertaken, if I'm remembering the invoice correctly, mid-November, early to mid-November, so it was prior to our involvement
Yeah.
and the cutoff of spending.
Yep, for sure. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Any further? No. Can I get a motion that we accept these accounts paid as information?
Motion to accept the accounts paid as information.
All those in favor? So carried. 7.2, requests for deferral of ASFS first quarter requisition payment.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. This request or suggestion was actually provided by the official administrator, so I thank him for bringing this forward and allowing us to bring this to council ahead of making the formal request to the province. Harold, our official administrator, had recommended that we seek council approval to issue a letter or make a request to the province to defer the initial ASFF, the school foundation payment that would normally be due at the end of March. What this would then do is allow us to further utilize cash flow by postponing that payment until after or near when taxes will have been received. I don't have anything really specific to get into on this. It's more just a matter of approving the request to submit that, and Harold has kind of spearheaded this and will take it up to the province on our behalf from there.
Okay, thank you. Just for me, I got one question. So deferring this payment would be a double payment come tax time?
Correct.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else have any questions? Councilor Barak?
Further to what Mayor Henderson said, if it becomes a double payment and deferred, would there be interest on that deferred payment or no?
Nothing that I've been made aware of, no.
Thank you.
Travis, turn off your mic, please.
Oh, shit.
Any further questions? Can I get a motion that council requests the Minister of Municipal Affairs to facilitate approval by the province of Alberta to defer the Alberta School Foundation Fund 2026 first quarter payment to June 30th, 2026 with no interest as recommended by the official administrator of the town of Gibbons. Councillor Simonowitz.
I move that council request the Minister of Municipal Affairs to facilitate approval by the province of Alberta to defer the Alberta School Foundation Fund 2026 first quarter payment to June 30th, 2026, with no interest as recommended by the official administrator or the town of Gibbons, sorry.
Any further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried. New business, 10.1, monthly strategic planning meetings.
Through Mr. Mayor, again, with support from the official administrator, this was something that he thought might be a valid consideration, and we agreed, is that we look at booking a monthly strategic planning meeting with council because the situation that we're in currently is very, very challenging and very fluid. We feel we need additional time to be able to provide council with information, both facts and analysis that will allow us to strategize and develop solutions for the town. And for that reason, we feel that there's a need for basically a little bit of a longer type of a meeting once a month. Possibly something that might be during the daytimes if we can, depending on your schedules. But this is essentially to allow us to develop solutions, talk with you about them. No decisions being made in these meetings, and again, so everything's being done transparently. But to allow us to basically share information with you and then get a general direction as to how we want to proceed. So we're looking at basically one meeting a month, possibly, dependent on your availability, and we're asking for, again, this to be something that we can schedule on an ongoing basis, at least for the next 6 months.
Any questions? Okay, can I get a motion indicating that council direct administration to schedule strategic planning meetings on a monthly basis as determined by our schedule? Councillor Longstaff?
I move council to direct administration to schedule strategic planning meetings on a monthly basis as determined by the council's schedule.
Any further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? So carried. 10.3, public engagement.
Excuse me, Your Honor, you missed
Oh.
10.2.
10.2, I did miss that one, yeah, sorry. Hotels, Alberta Municipalities Convention.
Through Mr. Mayor, this is in relationship to a resolution that was made by council earlier in your term, and it relates to hotel rooms. And one of the things that's very important to note, and I think for the public and for, again, the record, is that council was very, very hesitant about approving this originally because of the concern about the town's finances. And what this was intended to do is for us to be able to book hotels in case council decided to go to the convention, but there was no cost associated with it. But again, after some thought, council has discussed the possibility of rescinding that motion so that we can again recognize our financial situation again, essentially save the money on any bookings that we'd have for hotel rooms related to conferences.
Okay, thanks. Could I get a motion indicating such? Oh,
Excuse me, Your Honor. So in council's procedural bylaw, there is a clause that speaks to rescinding a motion that is less than 6 months old. In order to rescind a motion that is less than 6 months old, council needs to make a motion to reconsider a motion. And it needs a 2/3 majority. So 2/3 majority in a council of 7 is 5. So it's a motion to reconsider the motion, and then there'll be a second motion. And that is the actual motion to rescind the motion. Okay? Any questions on that, council?
no.
So motion number 1 would be a motion to reconsider.
Counselor Brackey, you wanted to say something?
This is more so for the public as well. Any decisions that we make, I think that we make them with a lot of consideration. I guess I'm a little upset on this one. I believe that there's been some, I guess, miswording used. With all due respect to Harold, you had made the comment in an email to us that we'd refuse to rescind, and I don't appreciate that. I think that this council has been very forthright, very transparent. And to say that we refuse to rescind something to spend money, it's wrong, and I think it was, I think you all, almost to a point, you kind of owe us an apology, because that puts us in a tight spot, making it appear that we're trying to spend money, when in fact the opposite. This council has done everything in its power to not spend money. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, any further questions? Could I get a motion to rescind motion number?
No, excuse me, Your Honor, I am sorry to interrupt, but it's a motion to reconsider.
Yeah, I don't know why I read it wrong. I kind of wrote it down. A motion to reconsider the motion number 25.460.
I'll make that motion.
All those in favor? Carried, unanimous. And could I get a motion that council rescind motion number 25.460 to direct administration, that directs administration to book hotels for the AB Munis 2026 convention? Council Morrison?
I'll move that council rescind motion 25.460 to direct administration to book hotels for the AB Munis convention for 2025 that had no cost associated or attached to it, merely it was a reservation being made.
Thank you. Any further questions? All those in favor? So carried. 10.3, public engagement.
Through Mr. Mayor to council, one of the things, again, this council's been very, very adamant about to administration is making sure that we serve public engagement and transparency to the residents of Gibbons. And so to that end, we've been scrambling with a lot of the work that we've been doing, but we also paid attention very much to your want for public engagement. And we're looking now at developing some communication that can go to the public about the current situation that we're working on in terms of strategies and situational issues that we're working on with the province. But we'd also like to recommend that we book another town hall. We have found a date, possibly January 29th, I believe, Chris, is the date that we have determined. And we would like to get that information out as quickly as we can to the public so that they're aware that we are ready to, again, update them as to the current situation and the steps that this council is moving forward with in terms of rectifying the current situation that the town is in.
Excellent, thanks, Tim, that's good news. We need a motion to secure that date for?
Correct.
Okay. Can I get a motion that we have administration move forward with booking a town hall meeting for January 29th, 2026 at a 1900 start?
We believe that would be correct. No question. The only comment that I would have is one of the challenges that we do have with the town hall, and again, we would like to get some direction from council, is the public streaming is costly and challenging to be able to coordinate. So it is something that, again, maybe we don't need necessarily council direction at this time, but we want to make you aware that that is difficult for us to coordinate and, again, to afford at this time. And so it is something that we'd probably want some type of direction on as to whether we want to stream the town hall again, or if we want to have basically a closed session basically with the town residents where you can talk with them just frankly just with them.
Okay, I think perhaps what we can do is we can include that in the motion that we'll consider consider the possibility of streaming. I know that the last one was quite costly, and it was a kind of a short notice book. So we can include that into the motion for sure, that we could definitely take a look at it. It may or may not happen based on the cost value of it for sure. Can I get a motion indicating such? So,
Your Honor, would you like me just to read that motion back?
yes, if you don't mind, that'd be great.
That council set a town hall meeting for January 29, 2026 at 7 PM to be held at the Gibbons Cultural Center to update the public on the current situation and that the possibility of live streaming be investigated.
Perfect, thanks. Can I get a motion for that indicating such?
Yeah, I'll motion that, we hold the public meeting at the community center or the cultural center on January 29th at 7 PM, and we will investigate the possibility of live streaming.
Can we add to that about, like, based upon cost?
Any further questions? Travis, can you turn off your mic? All those in favor? So carried. Bylaws and policies, 11.1, bylaw MOG 1-26, amendment to the bylaw.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is my very first request for decision going forward to you, and I've been doing this job for over 13 years. Council will recall back at the organizational meeting that they made a motion to move their council meetings from Wednesdays, the second and fourth Wednesday of every month, to Tuesdays, and that the time be changed from the first Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. and the second Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. to all meetings to start at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays. So the problem with that situation, of course, the motion was made, is that council's procedural bylaw actually lists the time and day of the council meetings. So an amendment to the council procedural bylaw is required. We are asking that council give consideration to all three readings this evening, and the change is worded in such a way that it just be set, a day just be set, and time. That way, we will not have to update the bylaw by specifically stating meetings have moved to Tuesdays. So at the organizational meeting each year for the forthcoming year, council will just set the time and the day. Okay? Any questions on that? Okay, so we're looking for all three readings tonight, just because our meetings have actually moved to Tuesdays, as today is Tuesday. Once all three readings, should council decide, go through this evening, we're asking you to remake that motion to hold council meetings on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month with a start time of 7 p.m.
Okay, thank you. Just to refresh my memory in regards to the first reading and the following reading is, I guess, exactly what that we do?
So there'll be a motion to have first reading, a motion to have second reading. Then there needs to be a unanimous decision by all of council to hold third reading of the bylaw, and then a motion to have third reading. So we're looking for 4 motions for the bylaw to pass in one meeting.
Okay, thank you. So starting us off, could I get a motion that council give first reading to bylaw MOG-126? Councilor Longstaff?
I move council give first reading to bylaw MOG 1-26, being an amending bylaw to bylaw MOG 116, council procedural bylaw.
Any questions? All those in favor? So carried. Can I get a motion that council give second reading to MOG 1-26, being an amending bylaw for MOG 1-16? Councilor Barak.
Make a motion that council gives second reading to bylaw MOG 1-26, being an amending bylaw to bylaw MOG 1-16, council procedural bylaw.
Any questions? All those in favor? So carried. Okay, now we need to have unanimous consent to proceed with the third reading of bylaw MOG 126. Everybody in favor of proceeding to third reading?
No, I need a motion. So
Motion for
somebody
that.
actually has to make that motion.
Okay. Counselor Saint Germain,
I can make the motion that we consider third reading of bylaw MOG 1-26 being amended by bylaw to bylaw MOG 116, council procedural bylaw at this meeting.
all those in favor? Unanimous? And third and final reading, I need a motion that council gives third reading to MOG 126, being amending bylaw for MOG 1-16, council procedure bylaw. Councilor Barak,
Make the motion that council gives third reading to bylaw MOG 1-26, being an amending bylaw to bylaw MOG 1-16, council procedural bylaw.
okay, do you want to add in there that council to set the day and time of the regular council meeting for 20? Oh, just the third reading, okay. All those in favor? So carried. And could I get a motion that, a re-motion?
I move that council set the day and time for the regular council meeting for 2026 as the second and fourth Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. per the attached schedule. Also, this was to provide complete transparency to our community and more opportunity for them to engage in council meetings.
Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor? So carried. Okay. 14.1 correspondence. We have a letter from Stars Ambulance.
Excuse me, Your Honor, you missed your council committee reports.
Oh, all right. Committee reports, starting with Charla, are you ready? Started in. Travis? Councilor Curry?
Yeah. The 13th and the 14th there, yeah. Yeah, before the,
Okay, you can shut your mic off, Councilor Barak.
December 13th and 14th, we had training with Bloom. December 16th, we attended the Gibbon School Christmas concert. December 18th was a special meeting of council and dinner meeting with the OA Herald, as well as the deputy minister and town hall meeting. January 6th was the live board meeting, and January 11th was the council workshop.
Councilor Simonowitz.
Thank you. Same meetings as Councillor Burak attended, those Christmas concerts and strategic planning and council orientation meetings. I do belong to two committees which I think are quite interesting, and one is the Capital Region Northeast Water Services Commission. I haven't got the acronym down pat yet, but it basically deals with our water supply. And I wanted to give a little bit of information to our residents, because I think I read quite often on Facebook, and people ask, where's the water coming from? Is the water hard? That kind of thing. In a nutshell, the commission looks after our water services and sources, and our water comes from EPCOR. It is hard water, but it comes from EPCOR, and it's been working really well. The commission has done a great job. A couple of things though. We have a leak in our main line on Fort Road in two places, which is going to be $800,000 repair job that the commission has the money to do that, so it's not falling on the town in any way, shape, or form. So that'll be sometime in February. There hasn't been a date given. The idea behind that is that it's because it's very cold and the water usage will be down, and because it'll be taxing our reservoir, and our reservoir holds water for about 3 days. So they hope to get the job done in 3 days. So let's cross our fingers, but just in case, for emergency preparedness, we should have supply at home for about 3 days beyond if something happens. So buy a couple extra bottles of water or whatever. Unfortunately, the other thing is the rates and the water rates will be going up also at some point, but that hasn't been determined. Secondly, Rose Ridge landfill, where our garbage goes. Our residents, I don't know if people know this also, but quite often people will ask, through the town office, you can get a pass to go to Rose Ridge. You can bring 1 metric ton of garbage to the Rose Ridge landfill. Rose Ridge landfill is about 2/3 of the way to Morinville off Highway 28. And so that's 2,200 pounds a year of garbage or whatever you can bring there. Right now, the landfill is looking at the landfill is developed with what they call cells, and the cells we have lots of room for placing garbage, but the big thing now is it wasn't done before, it didn't need to be done, but now with federal laws, methane gas has to be protected. That's generated by the landfill. So to create a new cell is expensive. So the landfill now is looking at whether to develop another cell for garbage from all over, not just Gibbons, or to truck the garbage to another source that can process it further away. So, I mean, that has some implications also. Just lastly, then, again, sorry to say, rates on garbage collection, and that will also be going up. The pipe, just back to the Water Commission, the pipe on Fort Road, the old Fort Road, is what they call a PCC pipe, which is unfortunately the same pipe that Calgary has, that blew. And we've got quite a few kilometers of that pipe. But it is at a joint, so they say it's relatively easily fixable. The water has not come out on the surface. It's all an underground leak. And it's very interesting how they analyze all these kinds of things. Anyways, that's it. Sorry for being long-winded, but I thought I'd educate a little bit about these because I came here for 4 years and I didn't know what these two commissions really did.
Can you repeat that?
Sure.
Councillor St. Germain, you ready?
Yes, sir. December 13th and 14th, we had training with Bloom. December 17th was a workshop with council and Bloom. December 18th, I had the Homeland Housing Budget Board meeting, special meeting of council. We were supposed to have a dinner meeting with the deputy minister. Town hall meeting, January 5th, we had an interview with Lamont Leader. January 11th, council workshop with Bloom and council.
Councillor Longstaff.
Okay, on December 11th, I had a meeting with the head of the Sturgeon Regional Emergency Management Advisory Committee. Basically, had a meeting with him and their chief, what the heck was her title? Sorry. I forget her title. But he wants to do a 15-minute presentation regarding the company, his Fire Start company, as well as getting ready for the wildland season. And I guess due to some of our technical limitations, we're going to wait until our official administrator comes back so that he's able to take part in that. I also attended the council training on the 13th and 14th of December. I was at the town staff meeting on the 15th and the staff Christmas lunch and council workshop on the 17th. I've also been speaking to several members in the community with regards to our old community services board that we used to have. And I'm going to be looking up and drafting in accordance with our procedural bylaws with regards to reinstating it. However, before any of that is done, I will send all the details via email to all of council, administration, and make sure that it is approved by the official administrator before we continue with that. That's all I have.
Councillor Morrison.
I attended the Municipal Planning Commission, two-day council orientation with Bloom, the Gibbons staff Christmas lunch, strategic planning workshop, dinner with the municipal affairs. However, they were not able to attend, but the official administrator was. The Gibbons Town Hall, another strategic planning workshop with Bloom, and the interview with the Lamont leader.
Excellent, thank you. And mine is not much different than all of them. December 13th and 14th with Bloom, Lamont leader interview on the 5th of January, and then strat plan meeting on January the 11th.
Can I add to mine? Because I forgot about a couple of those, as well as the Christmas concert. I just want to get that out there.
Is the motion needed to accept that as information? Can I get a motion to accept the committee reports as information? Councillor Curry?
Yep, I'll make that motion to accept as information.
All those in favor? So carried. Correspondence 14.1 Stars Ambulance. Do you want me to read this one, or, yeah? Yeah. Okay, Stars Air Ambulance has sent us a letter to me and the council and the town in regards to our ongoing support of their program. In Alberta, it costs $12.2 million per base, with 3 bases of $36.6 million in a direct operating costs. We are grateful for Alberta provincial government, who provides $15 million of these operational costs, while we rely on donations from an Alberta lottery to cover the remaining 59% of the costs for fundraising. Their request is a voluntary annual contribution based on a $1 to $2 per capita, or a fixed rate support based on a minimum $2 per capita annually, and recognized as a region, and be recognized as a regional leader, and a 4-year pledge to support 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029 in conjunction with our present council term. I believe this, I think it's best, and unfortunately in our state, that we just accept this as information. Unfortunately, at this time, to expend that kind of money, I don't believe we're able to do so, which is unfortunate. Perhaps if things change farther down the road, we may be able to revisit this. So, can I get a motion to accept this correspondence as information? Yeah, Councilor Brackey, you got a comment?
Obviously, we don't have the funds right now to do this, but I just want to make a little plug in for Stars. I've had the great pleasure of working with Stars personally for the last 8 years. We just had our launch of the new Stars Lottery Show Home that just opened up this past Friday. They do great things. We've built, actually, for the last 18 years, we've been building the Stars Lottery Home, so it is personal to me. I encourage everyone, though, however, to, if they can, to buy the 50-50 tickets, the lottery tickets that they have. Because it all is for a good cause. And to me, the stars just hits kind of close to home when you get to meet some of the pilots and you talk to the what they call the VIPs, the very important patients, when you're doing the interviews with them. They're a definite advantage to our system. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Brack, and I've seen them in action, so I get their. Tim?
Through Mr. Mayor, one of the things I think is very important to note, though, at this time, I think it is very responsible to not to commit to this at this time. However, it is important to note that we are actually working on developing a budget. We've passed an interim based on the 2025 budget, but we are going to be working diligently over the coming months on a 2026 budget. And we are hoping that some of the strategies that we're going to employ will put us in a better financial situation where we could re-explore this during the budget deliberations with council, probably around in the springtime.
Excellent, thank you for that information, it's good to know. So can I get a motion that we accept the STARS correspondence as information? Councillor St. Germain?
I make the motion that we accept this letter as information and we revisit at a later date.
Table it, I guess is the term. All those in favor? Carried. And that is it. Before closed session, you guys need a recess? Call a recess. 1941. Call the meeting back to order at 19:50. Can I get a motion to go to closed sessions for,
Your Honor, you're going to have to quote the FOIP sections, and let me give those to you right now.
okay,
It'll be under Section 26, Disclosure Harmful to Intergovernmental Relations.
okay,
Section 28, Local Public Body Confidences. Section 29, Advice from Officials. And Section 30, Disclosure Harmful to the Economic or Other Interests of a Public Body.
thank you. Could I get a motion that we move to closed session for Section 26 of the Access to Information? Section 26, harmful, that's first to somebody.
If,
Yeah, Section 26, Section 28, local public, Section 29, and Section 30.
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a motion to come out of closed session?
I move that we come out of closed session.
All those in favor? So carried.
Thanks, Harold.
Can I get a motion for, to direct administration to submit, a letter to the minister tomorrow? As soon as possible, that's the word I'm looking for.
I'll motion that.
All those in favor? Carried. Need a second motion for a letter that we're sending to the Minister of Municipal Affairs requesting a meeting, a one-on-one meeting with Municipal Affairs, Dan Williams, Honorable Dan Williams, and also in that letter to include an extension on the audit for 2025.
I'll make that motion.
All those in favor? So carried. Meeting adjourned at 21:38 hours.